Hey scrappers, it's Vanessa here, and today I have my How to Kill a Kit with Style layout share and what I have left from my kit for the month of May. So what I'm going to do is show you first the layouts that I put together with my kit this month. I'll let you know which ones have videos, and there's a few that do not and that I just had put together on a weekend. So I'm going to go ahead and show you the layouts first, and then I'll show you what I have left. So this first one, this actually, I think this is the only layout that I'm going to show you that has actually nothing from my How to Kill a Kit with Style. This was from the International Scrapbooking Day weekend, that there was a hop that we did, and so I don't think anything from this layout actually is from my kit, but it's one I created, so I left it in my pile. There is a video for this one. This one here, there is a video for this one. This was scrap lifting. I think this was for one of our hops for video, for a celebration for somebody's YouTube, but I can't remember for sure. If not, this was definitely May I Scrap Lift You, along with using my How to Kill a Kit with Style. So everything on this layout is from my How to Kill a Kit with Style. So there is a video for this one, so I'm not going to go into a whole lot of detail, but like I said, everything from here, I didn't go outside of the kit at all for this layout, so you can check out the process video on my channel for this one. So everything in addition, most of these will be in addition to my How to Kill a Kit, will be May I Scrap Lift You, except for a couple. Like this one, for example, is not from May I Scrap Lift You. This is from the Crafty IQ. So this was the last video that was up on my channel. So this is going to go up on the 31st. So this was the 30th. There was a video where we showed our final layout from the Crafty IQ challenge group. And so you can check out the process video for this. This is the one that over a course of 7 days, you were given sort of 7 prompts that you had to put onto your layout, and so this is my layout from that. And so the only things that I did not have in my kit originally were these brads that I had to pull in for this kit, as well as the sequin stars and these chipboard stars and the wood veneer in the music notes. Those were not in my original kit. I had to pull those in to meet the challenge requirements, and so everything else, however, is from my kit. This next one, this was from definitely May I Scrap Lift You, and so everything on this layout except for the flare, which is from Scrap and Happy Studio, I pulled those in, but everything else is from my How to Kill a Kit with Style. So I love how this one turned out. It's of course documenting my daughter and her drinking coffee, and I just love the colors. So super fun, love this. Love this page. So there is that one. This one again was from May I Scrap Lift You. I know this one was scrap lifting a layout from Christy from Christy's Beautiful Life, and so I believe everything, yep, there is nothing. I didn't go outside of my kit for anything on this layout. Everything here was in my original kit, and it was fun with all of these washi and paper strips down the side, so it was a fun one. Lots of layers behind my photo and my sweet little puppy. This one was May I Scrap Lift You, but it was, I believe this one was in celebration of Kiki's 500 subscriber hop, and so this one here, again, everything was from my How to Kill a Kit with Style. I did not go outside of my kit at all for this one, so love how this one turned out. That pink and yellow combination is a fun one. And I finally got that house chipboard used up, which was kind of fun. There's some older chipboard pieces that I had pulled into this kit that I finally got used up, so super cute. This one here was from the Christmas. On the 25th of every month we are scrapbooking Christmas, so there was a hop for that. And I did use from my How to Kill a Kit with Style my letter stickers. And was there anything else that I pulled? Just the black cardstock. I think that was literally only things that I pulled from my How to Kill a Kit with Style, and that's just simply because it matched what I was using, so I was able to pull something from there. Apart from that, everything else is just from my stash of Christmas papers. And so there is, of course, a video for this one. This one here is, again, using my kit. Everything on this layout was from my kit, and I also used a beautiful cut file from the Confessions of a Paper Addict, and so I have a process video. This was one of my design team projects for the month, so you can check out the video for how I created the background and everything that went into this one. This next layout was also using my kit, and this was for the Disney hop that I take part in. I don't know that I'm going to get to do it in June, but this is for the month of May. We were scraplifting, or scrapbooking I should say, Star Wars. I did not scraplift anyone for this one. I just created this one using my kit, and this is the one that I have some of the rub-ons that I put in my kit on this page, and I will say that most of them did not work all that well, so I kind of just used them as an embellished over top of them kind of deal. I don't think I have a few left, but I think they are going to go in the garbage because they really do not work. So this was using my kit, and again, there is a video for this one. This one was a scrap, or May I Scrap Lift You, but also for a hop. I can't remember which one. There was a couple this month, but again, everything on here was using my kit. I don't think, nope, everything came from the kit. I did not go outside of it. I tried really hard this month to stay within my kit for the month and try not to go outside. I did go outside for a couple of things, but it was pretty minimal. I was able to mostly just use what I had in my kit, so that was kind of fun. So there's this one. Next up, we have my second design team project for the month for Confessions of a Paper Addict. I used the Imagine cut file, and again went to my kit and pulled all the papers to document some of my favorite childhood toys that I had when I was a kid. So there is a video for this one, so be sure to check that one out, because yeah, this was a fun one. This is one of my favorites that I created this month, because this will go in the album that sort of just documents things about me, and so this was a fun one to put together. Next one up, this also has a process video. It was from May I Scrap Lift You, and again, using all the items from my kit. Another fun, bringing in that purple and lots of teal or blues and aqua colors on this layout. So really fun. I love how this one turned out as well. I definitely was into this, especially on the left hand side, this vertical design. There's a lot of layouts this month that I seem to gravitate toward these layouts that had a strip that at least went down one side, if not both, or at least a cluster over here. So if you haven't noticed, I was apparently going through a phase this month where, you know, at least 3 layouts I think have that. So there is a video for this one. This layout here, if you did not see it, and there's a chance that you didn't see this layout, but there is a video for it, which I will turn to public. It was a private video that if you were a part of the Confessions of a Paper Addict YouTube, or not YouTube, but Facebook page on International Scrapbooking Day, we had all created projects, and so I had created this layout for my challenge, and I released the video to the Facebook group so they could see it, and if you went there you could click on the link and see the video. So I will actually change that over to public, so that if you want to see how this one came together and you didn't catch it, or you want to go back over to the Confessions of a Paper Addict Facebook group, you can find the link there. Either way, all of this is using my How to Kill a Kit with Style, and I used a cut file from Confessions of a Paper Addict, and I backed my cut file in sort of a collage design with all these pattern papers. Some of these were not in my kit. I did have to go outside of my kit for some of these patterns, but I just basically tore them all up and made a sort of collaged pattern and filled all in my cut file. And so I really love how this one turned out. I did go out of my kit to grab some of this white crepe paper, and so I ruffled that all up here on the page. So like I said, there is a video for this. I will unlock it to make it public, and you can always check that out if you're interested to see how I created this layout. Now I think let me just double check. Yep. Okay, so these last 4 layouts, I was not playing along with May I Scrap Lift You or anything like that. I just was not feeling great one weekend, and I just decided to scrap, but I didn't really want to take the time to video the process. I just wanted to create and just relax. And so these next couple of layouts, there is no process videos for them. So I'm just going to walk you through real quick what I did. Everything I think on all of these came from my kit. I don't think I went outside of my kit at all. So this one here, this was a pattern paper from my kit. I fussy cut all of these florals, and then I took a die that was a whole bunch of gears, and I cut some of these gears out because even though there's a whole bunch of florals on this page, I am documenting my son. And so I wanted to throw in some boy sort of elements with the stars and the gears. And then I just pulled other ephemera pieces from my kit, these sparkly stars, some washi tape. The title all came from my kit, and I did stamp around the edge with sort of, this was a stamp that had gears all over it. You can't really see them. They're being covered up by most of my embellishing. But I did stamp that and this stitched border as well, so that made a kind of fun element on this page. But like I said, everything on this page was from my kit, so I stayed all within the kit for this one. This next one, again, pulled out different bits and pieces from my kit, used the sticker sheet to help with my title for this one, pulled together a whole bunch of embellishments, and this sheet of floral paper from the 6x8 pattern paper pack that I had in my kit. Lots of layers behind my photo, and I'm just documenting this little cute topiary of Bambi that was at Disney. And so I have a little cluster up here. I used the tag that matched this pattern paper to pull that up to the top, and just created some fun clusters. I got my visual triangle on this layout with my 3 embellishment clusters, and I did a little bit of stamping or stenciling and stamping, and then some splatters in the background. And so I kept this page, relatively speaking, they're pretty full embellishment clusters, but it's pretty simple overall. So I do really like how this one turned out. Again, everything here was from my kit. This layout, again, I pulled 2 of the main papers from my 6x8, and then this one was from the project pad as well, and kept to sort of this sort of yellow cream kind of pattern or color, and then this pink, and then I had this pattern paper from Paige Evans that matched really, really well, so I used that for my background. I did some gold splattering just to tie everything together, and I have that 3 embellishment cluster for my visual triangle that I love so much. All of my title came from my kit. All of the pattern papers that are all layered up here are from my kit, documenting my silly cat, or one of my silly cats. And he often will be in the office with me, and he will sleep on my chair that I have in the corner. And so I snapped this picture of him one day when he was being silly, all rolling around on my chair. So that is what I'm documenting for this one. And I have room to do some journaling here. And last but not least, I have this cute pictures of my daughter, and she is sitting in her little chair that she had when she was little. And the whole reason that I used my kit this month to document this is because of this toile pink pattern paper. That is the same sort of toile pattern that is in her chair, and so I thought it was perfect to document her little chair, and that's why it's called A Chair All Her Own. And two really cute pictures of her. Lots of embellishing around each of the photos. No visual triangle with this one, just really full embellishment clusters that I popped up the photos, and fussy cut a piece of pattern paper that had all of these florals, and I just layered them all up in around the photo, and did a little bit of mixed media in the background with the new color of Kitschy Flamingo, I think is what it's called, the Distress Oxide color. That's what I used here in the background, did some splatters with it, and I do really love how this one came out and documenting her in her little chair. So that is the last one. Again, no video for that one, but all from my kit. So in total I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, so we'll call it 15 layouts from the kit itself, and then sort of 2 outside of that. So what's that, 17 in total, so not too bad for the month. And now what I'm going to do, I do have a couple of layouts that I created that I can't show you till next month, and one of them was created with my kit, so I guess you could say I have 16 that I created with the actual kit. What I'm going to do is show you now what I have left of my kit, so you can see how much I killed. And so let me bring it in. Okay, so I still have, because washi lasts forever, I do still have washi, but I did use some. I think the only one I didn't use was this one, and maybe the gold one. I think these two I didn't use any, but all of these I used at least on one layout. So I'm pretty happy with that, since layout, like, I never can use a whole thing of washi, so it's not surprising. I did use these gold sequins, but of course sequins last forever too. Now these stickers, I did use some bows, although there's a ton on these, on these rolls, so yeah. Even though I did use some, there are plenty left. Now these floral stickers, I did use quite a few, and so there are still quite a few left. So these will obviously go in my stash. And once they fall off these sheets, they do not like to stay. So I'm probably going to have to put this inside a bag or something, or else they are going to all eventually fall off of those. So let's see. I'm not going to go through everything here. This is the embellishment bag that I had pulled from various past Maggie Holmes collections and just other ephemera from my stash. This is what I have left. I know it looks like a ton, like you would go, have you even used any of it? But in actual reality, I've used quite a bit. And then I also have what I had left from the cut aparts from both the 6x8s as well as the project pad. Whatever cut aparts of those I had left, or if I fussy cut some flowers from a page, those are in here as well. So it ended up making it so it looks like I barely touched this, but like I said, every one of my layouts, I really didn't go outside of it. I used what I had pulled, so ephemera goes a long way. Even though I had pretty full pages, like I didn't skimp with my embellishments, but this will just go back in my stash. With most of this is Maggie Holmes, so it'll probably go with my Maggie Holmes sort of embellishing. Now these, I still have some green and some of this ivory. I used all the pinks, and I think there was a couple of yellows, so almost killed that. I did not get these used up, so those will go to my next kit probably. These, I used all of those butterflies, so those are done. These, I ended up using some of the stars, but there are still quite a few to go. The ephemera from the actual Garden Party collection, I used quite a bit of this, but again, there is still some of that left as well. I'm not going to go through and show you every single piece, but I do have some of that left. Here is the Garden Party sticker book, and as you can see, there definitely are some used, but I have still quite a few stickers that I can pull out and use. So you can see that I did make a dent in it at least, and I did use this for 1 or 2 titles, so I'm pretty proud of that. I used a couple of the little food items, and then I used 1 or 2 of the word strips, not as many as I thought I might. So I can move this to my stash and pull it out for another project. Puffy stickers, I used quite a few of these. So this was a pretty full pack to begin with, so I made a pretty good dent in those. I'm pretty happy with what I got left for that. Now this, I actually pulled this in, wasn't in my original kit, but I pulled it in for my Crafty IQ layout, and I just left it in my kit, but I didn't use any more than those 3 that I had on that layout. Now these, I thought I might end up using more, but I think I only pulled these out for like 1 layout. I used some of these word strips, I used a camera, and I want to say that was it. So I didn't really get to use these as much as I thought I might. So again, these are summer related, and so I definitely will find a use for them eventually. Just didn't work with the pictures I ended up using, so this will go in my stash. Here are those rub-ons, and as much as it pains me, I think I'm going to be throwing these away. They really did not work. A few of them did, but I would say a vast majority of them did not, so I think these will go to the trash bin because, yeah. If you have these, I would highly suggest that you check them because there's a good chance that they will not work. I did use some of these banners, and actually I have a project coming up next month where you'll see quite a few of these used. So I did put a dent in these. There's a ton of them, so it doesn't even look like I used them. Here are some of the letter stickers that I pulled, and I do have some of them still left. So those are from the Paige Evans collection. I used quite a few of both of these, so there is still plenty left, but again, you can never go wrong with having those. I used this letter sticker set, and of those puffy stickers that were called Wild, I only have these left, so I almost killed those. I used this set of letter stickers and these. I think I used 1 set of these, but I still have tons of these left. I may just start using them to make words. Now these stickers, I tried to use them a couple of times. I hate them because they all are stuck together and I don't have most of the letters. Most of these are numbers, so I'm actually going to trash these, so don't cry, but yeah, they're just driving me crazy. Those are some more of the Bloom Collection letters, And I have a couple of words left of these happy thickers. I had 2 packages because this first package is almost killed. So I can make still a couple more words out of these. And obviously this I can make tons because all the letters are there. I used this once. These black thickers, which I for some reason have 2 of this front page in here. There's a few more words I can make, but I did get a good dent of these used. Same goes for these sweet pea thickers. I made quite a few titles with them, and there are a few letters left I can use. Same with these. These go on forever, so I was able to use those. Here is the sticker sheet, and you can see that I did use a few, not a ton. I found a lot more ephemera than I did stickers from this sheet, so, you know, as long as something's getting used. Now, from the papers, here is what I have left. So this is the Garden Party 6x8, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sheets of that 6x8 left, and there was 24 original. So I say I did pretty good with that one. And then Marigold. Marigold is where I stuck all the other scraps from either 12x12 or other 6x8 pattern papers. So these are all my scraps, or my smaller scraps, I should say. So some of these really small ones will go in the trash, and then some of the other ones I will put in my scrap bin to pull out later, but some of them are just really small, and I just kept them for the video, and I will go through these now and get rid of most of these small pieces. So those are all the scraps. And then of the actual papers, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that one's used 6. So 6 from this one as well, and 1 that's been cut into. From the Splendor Maya Mind's Eye 6x6, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 of 24. So again, I think I put a pretty good dent into all 3 of these smaller paper pads, so I'm really happy with that. I really made it a mission to try to use as much as I could, so I am pretty happy with that. Now, from the project pad of Garden Party, I have, from the sticker sheet, I did use some. Not a lot, like I said, I kept forgetting to pull the stickers. So I do have quite a few of these left, but if you note, once I move that, I don't have any papers. I have stickers from the original project pad, but other than that, there is no 12x12s left in here from cardstock. So all of these, from the cut apart, all the pattern papers, all the cardstocks, I used all of them. So this one here, this pattern paper here, I ended up using it for the white paper. I just knew I wasn't probably going to use this one that had the plants all over it, so I did not use that one. Everything else I did use, and this I think was the only cardstock that I turned over and used as white cardstock. But other than that, everything else. Now these were all papers that I had put in my kit to go with the 12x12s that were in the project pad. So I had this, I did use some of this. This was another pattern paper, that's all I have left. This was from the original project pad, so I have this left of sort of, I guess what they call the specialty paper. I have this one left from the original pad, as well as this one. There is just another one I threw in my kit, some scraps. I have this one from the original paper pad, as well as that one. Another piece of that. That is from the cardstock that I didn't use. I used it as a background, I think. But I have a piece of that. Here is the Tea Party one. So I have scraps from each of the 12x12s, or not each, but a couple of the 12x12s, but not full sheets. And then other ones that I pulled in, I have this polka dot. This was a crepe paper, I believe. I have this Pink Fresh. I have this one, which is from a paper pad. I have this from a Paige Evans paper pad. I have the llama paper. So of the 12x12s that I pulled in from a full perspective, I have this piece of black cardstock that I threw in my kit as well. And then from the 12x12s that I threw in that I have left that I did not cut into at all, I have one. This is the llama. I have this one from Vicki Boutin. I have this one from a paper pad. I had pulled it for this side. I have this one from a Maggie Holmes. And then I had this one from Pink Fresh. And so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So of the original, I only have 5 that I didn't cut into, and the rest are all scraps from the 12x12s. So I say I did a pretty good job of killing this kit. So with that, I'm going to call this one good, and I will be back tomorrow with my How to Kill a Kit for the month of June. So with that, guys, I will catch you on the next one. Have a great day, everybody. Bye-bye.